Hello and welcome back to Soulful Strategies with Kathleen Amy, where we are merging deep insights and practical strategies that will elevate your entrepreneurial journey. I'm Kathleen, and in today's episode, we are going to go into how the quiet of winter, both a literal winter in the Southern Hemisphere at the moment in Australia, it is winter season, but also a metaphorical winter or a quiet time in business, can actually be the perfect backdrop for more thoughtful business planning. We are going to explore how you can use this season of introspection and quiet to actually strategize and set goals that align with your vision for success in the upcoming year. Let's dive in. I really love winter, both literally the season of winter and metaphorically slower times in my life, which you will hear me say a lot in this podcast, the literal and metaphorical. But I just want to make it really clear that you might be in a season of winter in your business, a slower, a quiet time, or perhaps your life too. But it's actually summer around you and the sun is literally shining outside and you're feeling a bit crappy or down because you're in a slower period and season and everyone else is in their summer or maybe their spring and they're blooming. But that is totally okay to meet yourself where you're at. And that is what this podcast is all about. Looking at some of the soulful strategies that you can put into place no matter what season of business or life you are in. I find winter is usually a quiet and slower pace, and it really offers us a unique opportunity to step back, pause, reflect, and take some more time to plan. It really is a time when the distractions are fewer and it allows for a deeper strategic thinking and more focused goal setting. It's really a great time to utilize this period to assess the past year's successes, so your past 12 months, and the challenges as well, and reflect on what you've learned from that. When you reflect on your challenges and your successes, you can begin to draw on lessons that will inform your future soulful strategies. I chatted about this in episode 1 of the podcast. So if you want to jump back into episode 1 on utilizing quiet periods for business growth, you can use that to reflect on some of your achievements and some of your challenges over the past 12 months and how you can use that as a catalyst for growth. We also have the Winter Solstice coming up on the 21st of June or the 20th, if you recognize the celestial date. And the Winter Solstice, which occurs in June in the Southern Hemisphere, marks a really significant turning point in the year. It represents the shortest day and the longest night of the year, and it symbolizes a time of introspection, renewal, and transition from darkness to light, which is perfect for this episode because winter is that time for reflection where we as individuals can assess the past 6 or 12 months, set intentions for the upcoming months, and honor the slower, more restorative pace that winter brings. It's an opportunity to celebrate the gradual return of light in whatever way you interpret that, as the days are going to begin to lengthen again and signal the approach of spring and new beginnings. For businesses and individuals, the winter solstice can really serve as a reminder to pause, evaluate your goals and progress, and realign with your core values and visions. It really is a perfect moment and opportunity to take the time to contemplate any deep-rooted changes you'd like to make, any new ideas you'd like to nurture, and prepare for the phase of growth and rejuvenation that is going to come. So let's get into some of the ways that you might want to acknowledge and integrate the essence of the winter solstice into your life or business practices and how you can use this pause and winter time as a backdrop for your thoughtful and strategic business planning. One of the first things you can do is focus on reflection and planning and actually block out some time to take the time to reflect on the past year's achievements and challenges. Use episode 1 if you need some support, and use these insights gained to plan and set your intentions for the remaining months of the year. The other really important thing to do during this time is to take the time to celebrate yourself celebrate your successes, and rejuvenate yourself. You could organize a simple ceremony or gathering to either honor the solstice or perhaps just a celebration with your business buddies, focusing on the gratitude for the past and what you are hoping for in the future. It could actually be an excellent time for team bonding if you have a micro business or a small business and a team. I also just really love to go out and connect with nature and take the time to notice some of the magic of the rhythms around us. Just taking the time to acknowledge the seasonal changes and draw inspiration from the environment and the cycles that we are in, knowing that just like the environment is going through a winter period where everything looks a bit dreary and the trees have lost their leaves from autumn, or some of them anyway, we can also reflect on that not every season we go through is going to be permanent, and that we can go with the ebbs and flows and the changes and evolve alongside them. In the online business world, as a collective, the hustle and bustle and grind can often be celebrated or valued, or perhaps something that we constantly see. So, taking the time in winter to be still, to rest, to rejuvenate is really crucial for your sustained creativity and energy in business and in life. Winter is a great opportunity to take that time to slow your pace down and reflect on what you want to achieve. The last point that I'll offer here is that it's a really great time to look into cultivating your inner light. And what I mean by that is engaging in activities that really nourish your spirit and soul in a way that feels really good for you. So it might be meditation, it might be journaling, it might be speaking out loud and recording yourself to reflect, or it might be creative pursuits like drawing or art, or just going outside and going for a walk in the fresh air. It's all about just embracing that introspective nature of the season and using it as an opportunity to reflect in a way that feels really good for your being. Now, you know that I love mixing in a little bit of the woo, as some people would call it, with the actual strategic planning and the actionable steps. That is what makes Soulful Strategies so applicable to your business and life. So, today, when we're talking about the winter solstice and taking the time to reflect and pause, we're also going to chat about some of the actual business tools and methods that can aid in your winter planning. Tools like a SWOT analysis can help you evaluate your business's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's what SWOT stands for. That's a bit of a mouthful. But the SWOT analysis will provide you with a comprehensive view to inform your strategy moving forward. Another really effective method is setting your SMART goals. So that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound objectives that will provide you with a clear direction and milestones for your business. Diving into the tools that can enhance your business planning, let's start with the SWOT analysis. This is really a timeless tool. You may have heard of it if you worked in corporate or any other kind of business, and it allows you to dissect your business comprehensively. The strengths and weaknesses are going to be your internal attributes. What I mean by that is what you excel at and where you might need improvement. Whereas your opportunities and threats are going to be external. They represent the landscape of possibilities and the hurdles or challenges you might come into that are outside of your business. Conducting a SWOT analysis during the winter months and the quiet periods of time where you have the opportunity to really gives you the quiet that you need to reflect deeply on these aspects. And it helps set a solid foundation for your strategy, ensuring you're not just reacting to immediate challenges, but you're proactively shaping your business as you move forward. Before we move on to SMART goals, I really invite you to try a SWOT analysis in your own business and see what you come up with and how that can support your strategy. Now, let's shift our focus to our SMART goals. And this approach really transforms your vague ambitions or intentions that you have into actionable steps and a pathway that you can take. An intention or a goal that you may have, for example, could be to increase your sales. You can then actually transform this into a SMART goal by reframing it to say, increase sales by 20% in quarter one through targeted social media campaigns and expanding our product line. Can you see how then it becomes more specific and measurable? You've outlined how you will achieve it, you've ensured it's relevant to your broader business objectives, and it's going to be a time-bound target rather than just a generic increased sales, which is great. It's a great intention, but then we can use the SMART goals and goal setting to take it that one step further and break it down into the steps to get there. This is where the soulful strategy comes in, because SMART goals break down your vision that you have for your business or your life into tangible steps. And when you align these with the insights gained from your SWOT analysis, you're not just planning for the sake of it, you're actually crafting a roadmap to success, and success on your terms in line with your vision, not anyone else's. So this winter, I really invite you to take the time to outline SMART goals for various facets of your business, from marketing to product development if you have products, to customer service and client acquisition. Integrating these tools into your winter planning isn't just about setting targets, it's also about creating a culture within your business, whether you're a solo business, a micro business, or you have a small team. It's about creating a culture that values thoughtful planning, clear objectives, and strategic action. I also just wanted to touch on setting realistic and aligned business goals, because when we're setting goals for the next 12 months, we need to ensure that they're not only ambitious and push us a little bit, but they're also realistic and aligned with our overall business vision and values, because having this alignment really ensures that our efforts are going to contribute meaningfully to our long-term success and are going to be goals that we can actually achieve. One of the things I like to do is break down the annual goals into quarterly or monthly objectives to make them more manageable and to maintain that sense of momentum and progress throughout the year. It's really crucial, like I said, to strike that balance between ambition and realism. Our goals should stretch our capabilities, but still remain attainable. Unrealistic goals are going to lead us into frustration. We're going to become demotivated, whereas goals that are, on the other hand, too easy are not going to provide us with enough challenge to drive significant progress. One example from my life is that I had a big goal to film and record this podcast at the same time. The intention was that it was going to be a video cast, and that's because I'm all about repurposing content. I'm all about being strategic with my planning, and I wanted to be able to record the podcast and be visible across multiple platforms in different formats, upload it to YouTube, upload it to Spotify, repurpose the videos on TikTok and Reels and all the things. And I had this big grand plan. Now, that was a very bold goal and a very ambitious goal for somebody who had never filmed a podcast or video cast before by themselves. What actually ended up happening is that my goal for myself was so ambitious and pushing me so far out of my comfort zone in recording a video of myself that I actually just didn't do it. And I sat on this podcast for months. This podcast the scripts and show notes have been written since summer in 2023, 2024, and it is now winter. I'm recording this in autumn, but it will be released in winter. And I sat on it because I was blocking myself by being attached to the goal of it being a video cast. What I did was I went back and thought, what is my purpose for actually filming this or recording this podcast? And from there, I realized that I could actually chunk it down into smaller steps on my way to my big vision of reaching and being more visible across multiple platforms, and just record it as a podcast. And that's okay, because it's helping me build my confidence and my ability to speak. And then in the future, I can add in the video part of it, which is all helping me reach my big vision of supporting more heart and soul led businesses to free up more space and time so they can devote themselves to what they love. So, to ensure your goals are aligning with your business's core vision and values, it's important to start by revisiting your mission and vision statement and your long term objectives. Each SMART goal that you set should really be a stepping stone towards these broader aspirations. For instance, if one of your core values is sustainability, your goal should really be reflecting initiatives or strategies that enhance your business's environmental responsibility. So they're all supporting each other. Breaking down your annual goals into smaller, time specific objectives is a really powerful way to maintain this focus and momentum. For example, if your annual goal is to increase revenue by 30%, you can then determine what quarterly progress is going to look like for you. What strategies will you implement in quarter one to get you closer to that end of year goal? This breakdown not only makes the goal more digestible and easier for us to comprehend and see that we can actually do it, but also allows us to have regular check-ins and make adjustments as needed. It's also really important to consider the resources that you have available and the external factors that might influence your ability to meet these goals. The season of life you're in, patterns that you have noticed that come up in your business, and aligning your goals with the resources that you have, as well as any data you have about market conditions or your industry. It's going to ensure that they are really achievable. Finally, if you have a team, involve your team in the goal setting process. This is not only providing you with different perspectives, it's actually going to enhance the strength of your goals because it's ensuring that everyone is aligned and committed to the collective vision that you have for your business. When your team is understanding and buying into the goals, they're more likely to put in the effort required to achieve them as well. Remember, the process of setting goals is not just about envisioning that successful future. And you know that I love talking about the vision. It's really about creating the detailed map to get there with clear milestones and clear checkpoints along the way that we can measure ourselves against to know that we are getting there. We are achieving our vision. I feel like we have covered a lot in 20 minutes. So in wrapping up, I want you to remember that the season of winter, whether it's metaphorical or literal, really is providing you a valuable chance to pause, to plan, and to set a foundation for a productive and successful year ahead. This winter, I am inviting you to dedicate some time to this, listen to this podcast, come back to it, pause it, and do some journaling or write in your business book and dedicate the time to it so that you can set the stage for a year of strategic success. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Soulful Strategies with Kathleen Amy. I hope this episode inspires you to take advantage of winter's pause, to plan thoughtfully for the year ahead. Stay tuned for more insights and strategies to support your entrepreneurial journey. Until next time, keep planning, keep strategizing, and keep thriving. I'll catch you next week.